Yours should be fine. Go ahead and talk, Ian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah.
Yeah, yours is great.
Cool.
Travis?
Yo.
Yeah, yours is fine.
Alright, cool.
You're not plugged into anything, dude. I like to see you turning drinking with your friends into a job.
Yep. It's a lot of hard work doing nothing.
It can get that way.
Hey, if you can write it off,
Yeah.
it counts.
Perfect. Alright. Hey! $500 on Patreon! Woo! Okay, so you get $500 on Patreon, we're gonna totally get a camera goes from an audio podcast into a visual podcast. You can yeah, woo! You can explain why I'm doing this and who we're talking with. What's up, everybody? I'm at 23 Modern Podcast. This is probably Modcast episode number 4. Joining me this week, I've got
Travis?
yeah, come on, introduce yourself,
I'm
guys.
supposed to say my name. I'm Ian.
Trent.
Alright, and it's Ian and Trent from Disgunt. They're joining me this week so we can talk about their upcoming album release, Purge the Plauge, right?
Yep.
I'm the best. And before we get too far, thanks for Trent for kicking us off. That bell ring, he has no idea why we did that. But we gotta do our real segment. I need some fucking fire, please. We gotta do shots for Harambe, obviously. So this week,
That's still a thing.
it's still a thing if I say it is. So
It's our thing.
it's our thing, yeah. So we do shots for Harambe, kicking off the podcast, get everybody a little drunk, make sure we're drinking with friends, right? We gotta make sure we're doing everything where we need to go. This week we're doing some Jägermeister and Pepsi Fire, which we call the shot.
Don't.
Hey, Mike's over there talking to that jackass.
Burning deer.
Burning deer, alright, I like that.
Yeah, why not?
How do you say that in German?
Burning deer.
I can go with that. What's up, everybody?
I was gonna say it under here.
Hey, this is an audio podcast. You should explain what you just did.
So, Lynette just took a big old slug of the Jaeger, took a huge sip of the Pepsi Fire, and then just swished it back and forth in his mouth real hard for a second before he swallowed it. And,
It worked.
it's delightful to watch. I really wish we could make this a video podcast, and if Trent dings that one more time, Lynette can explain why.
Well, see, it's because if we get $500 on Patreon, that's how we support this podcast, right? Check us out on Perfectly Much. Fuck out of the belt. No more. You check us out on patreon.com/perfectlymoderate. You can give money to us, keep the podcast going, help us, help bands like Disgunt get their music up and out there. So, why don't you guys introduce yourselves a little bit more? So, this is Trent. Say hi, Trent.
Hi.
Alright, say Ian. Say hi, Ian.
Hi.
And this is Harley Quinn. Say hi, Harley. Good work, dog.
Yep.
Alright, sweet. I told you, if she learns to talk, she can take your job. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so why are you guys here? What do you guys do?
I'm the vocalist, and
I play guitar.
Ian is the guitar player.
Yeah.
I suppose people can't see us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Trent. I'm the vocalist.
We have a CD coming out in about a month. A couple of weeks actually now.
It'll be
February
like
3rd.
the week this comes out, actually.
Yeah.
So, like,
okay.
yeah. So, like, it's coming out
Yeah,
February
February
3rd.
3rd.
I'm pretty sure that's the Friday this comes out or the week after. It's either way going to be super awesome. You should fucking be there. But, it's going to be at the Frequency, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
$8 before the show, 10
The advance tickets aren't going to happen, so it's just $10 at the show.
I was reading the flyer, man. Alright, $10 for the show. It's cool with me.
I just updated the flyer, so
Yeah.
it doesn't say advanced anymore.
I apologize.
Yeah.
No
We have
problem.
some
It's
really
my bad.
awesome bands coming
Yes.
to help us do that.
You've got Macabre. Who
Yep.
else is it? Macabre.
Good friends with them.
All of Mutiny.
All Out Mutiny.
Yeah, we're actually
And
The
doing
fucking
The
spider
fucking
web?
Spiderwebs, yeah.
Chewing teeth!
chewing teeth. Yeah.
Okay.
How in the name of God is that chewing teeth?
I've asked their vocalist and he didn't know either. It's just
Okay.
a cool design, I guess.
It's a really cool design. I think
Yeah.
I compared it to somebody playing a really long game of Snake and then taking the snake and throwing it in the fucking blender and then dumping it and spitting on it. Just because, like, it looks great, but what the fuck is that? I mean, I was trying really hard. Like, I was promoting on, like, the Tokens podcast with Melissa and, like, I don't want to fuck this up, but like I just see lines and shit. So and that band, they're pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
go
they're a
2
really good band, but it's very you can't read it at all in the logo.
It's memorable.
Yeah. You remember? Yeah. You know you've seen it before. You see
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? Chewing teeth? How?
It.
I don't know. But remember the logo, don't you? That's great marketing.
It's kind of like a gang sign.
It's like the death metal version of fucking like Prince's fucking logo. I'm gonna go see this band.
The band formerly known as Chewing Teeth, that is just now symbol, logo.
I
Death
like
Twigs.
Death Twigs. That's pretty badass.
Culver, All Out Mutiny, Second and Archer,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
all Wisconsin bands.
Oh, Wisconsin.
And we're actually doing a couple of days with All Out Mutiny leading up to the CD event, so we're actually going to be on the road the few days before it. So the last show of the run is our CD release show.
That's pretty sick. Where are you guys playing at?
Wausau.
Wausau and Appleton, I think.
Green Bay.
Green
or
Bay.
Appleton?
No, Appleton. Appleton.
Appleton.
Yep.
All right. So that's gonna be what, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday run then?
Yeah,
Nice.
just a little fun run. We did a run with All Out Mutiny and Without Waves last spring, and that was a fucking blast.
Yeah.
We had so much fun.
Mhm.
So yeah, they're good friends of ours, so we're excited to get to do that, and then also be able to bring them to Madison and have them a part of the CD release show.
That's very exciting. Really pumped to get out there. Apparently, bringing my friend Token up from her scene to go see McCullough. I don't know anything about them, but apparently they're on for a while, right?
Yeah, they're
They're pretty well
Known.
known around the area.
I would even say almost national now.
They do like the
Yeah.
East Coast and West Coast death metal festivals and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
They go to Texas for their big. I'm John. I'm brain fart. What's their big one down there?
South by South.
South by
Yeah,
Southwest.
South by Southwest. Thank you. Yeah, they played that like the past few years, I think. And
That's pretty badass. Like, I just keep seeing their name around, but I've never actually, like, looked into them. And Token was like, holy fuck, McCullough's still a thing? And I'm like, yes. Are they not supposed to be a thing? I have no idea. What's going on? And he's like, they've been around for a while, and they're pretty established. I'm like, awesome. Very
yeah,
excited.
they toured with like Vital Remains, and they've been on some pretty big tours too. So it's awesome. Like I've been
High caliber death metal.
Yeah. I've been playing with those guys since I was in Blood Never Lies, which was like 8 years ago. So I go back with those dudes quite a ways. So it's pretty cool to see where they started and see where they're at now. It's pretty sweet, and they deserve it. They're a good band. They work hard. So
I believe it. I'm excited to see them for the first time. Excited to meet them. Maybe they can explain to me what a discount is at your show.
Good luck.
it'd be interesting to take a poll at the door.
Yeah.
What do you think a discount is, and just see some of the
We'll fucking
answers.
be there. Perfectly Modern. Madison Underground is sponsoring the show. That's why we're talking about it right now. And we're going to be there asking people what they think a discount is and to give us their best discount. And anybody who can give it a good, the old college try, as they say, gets a free Jello shot on Perfectly Modern. So, come on. Pull at the door. What the fuck's a discount? Let us know.
Hashtag Mod Squad.
Hashtag Mod Squad.
Let's hear those answers.
Okay, we can check out the video, because we don't want to get too far into that, what it is now. We're going to put a video link right there if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're listening on iTunes, you're going to have to go and find it yourself, so that'll work, sorry. But, we'll put a link to the video, full details there. You also have pre-order packages, I'm pretty sure that's going to be done now, but what was in that pre-order package? What other merch can the people buy at the show?
Yeah, it's only good through the 15th of this month.
It's definitely.
Yep. So midnight tomorrow, it's no more. But for $20, they could get T-shirt that we're putting out, a poster, the full length album, and then a sticker for $20. So
Can you buy a sticker for 10?
yeah, absolutely.
Sweet. I want that. That's all I
I'll sell
want.
you 100 stickers for $10 a piece.
I'll take two.
Oh,
Well, I think
One for me, one for the car.
all right, so that'll be $25 then.
Okay.
Sales tax and inflation's a bitch.
Okay. If you buy them in bulk, they're cheaper.
Yeah,
100 for 10, 2 for 25.
Yes.
there you go. Yep, gotta stick with the market price. You know, we don't set the prices.
What the fuck up Applebee's?
I'll get back to the price.
Yeah.
So how long have you guys been working on your album?
Altogether, probably like four months from getting guitars tracked and tracking
Hey.
drums. And
Up here, no.
we're doing all the mixing and editing and all that fun stuff ourselves and all the recording. So it's definitely been a busy amount of time recently. That's for sure.
I believe it. Hopefully it's all paid off. Definitely has. I know you guys. That's some great stuff for everybody, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
How long is the album? So I know you guys have like really long songs.
It's
So.
like
45
it's
minutes?
about 45 minutes altogether.
I don't know why I was expecting 2 hours, but okay,
No.
that seems good.
Well, we're still gonna do CDs, and we don't want to do a double disc. So.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
So we'll just drop another full length next month. And...
Yeah.
Like, how long is the average song on this album? So I know, like, when your
About
first
4
few
minutes.
songs. Okay,
Yeah.
I think one of your first songs was like 6 minutes, right? It was an hour.
Yeah, it was about 35 seconds of a sample at the beginning of that song too, though. So
Yeah.
kind of eats it up.
But
I trimmed a few of those back on for the full length to keep everybody's attention.
So I think Harley has to take a shit.
That's cool with me, Harley.
She's been crop dusting over here, and I see her trying to get to the door.
Alright. Should you let your dog give you a shit down?
Well, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to take my dog out to go.
Trent's gonna take his dog on a walk. She'll be back in a bit, maybe.
She's got to make a boom boom.
She's gotta make a boom boom?
Yep.
Alright. Bye,
So-
Trent. Bye, Harley. We'll be back in a bit.
Make a boom boom. Come on. One time.
I think you're gonna have to scoot your chair, bro.
I might have to. Oh, God.
What door should I knock on when I come back?
That one.
This one?
Yeah, not 4 times. Specifically 4.
4.
Yes.
Yes, 4.
I'm taking a spot. It's my spot now. All right. So, how's it going, Ian?
Doing all right? How you
All right.
doing, man?
I'm doing pretty solid. I want to talk to you about your vape because I'm a vapor. Not
Okay.
really. I like your pink nub, though. I just want to talk about the pink nub.
Oh yeah, this I broke my other one, and they gave me these for free at the shop.
What?
Do you want one, dude?
The vape, a pink
Oh
nub?
wait, I left it in my car at Trent's.
Ah, okay. Bring a pink nub to the show, and I'll
Yeah.
take a pink nub there. I'm very excited. I like
All
pink
it
things.
is silicone.
I like silicone, and I like pink silicone. Makes a
What
lot of
are you
sense.
going to put it on?
Something? Mm.
You'll find something.
I'll find something. I'll put it on the computer. Give it like a...
Where are you gonna put a mouthpiece on the computer? Now I want to know.
Well, now I gotta find out. I don't know. Don't challenge me, man.
So you don't have a vape? You just want a pink mouthpiece?
I mean, I have a vape. It just doesn't take a mouthpiece. I think it's a nice pink mouthpiece.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. What you vaping? What's the flavor?
I couldn't tell you, dude.
Smells fruity.
Fruity and delicious.
Yeah, for me it's just a way not to smoke cigarettes. So.
Oh, we forgot about the hookah, Travis.
Should I?
Yeah, let's set up the hookah. Let's make this a really awkward podcast. I love that.
All right. So
Everything I do is
for
awkward.
everyone who is listening to the audio podcast, I'm just gonna bring this up right now. Fuck him and yelling at me for every other podcast for this being an audio podcast.
Oh, okay. How about this? I got an iPhone right here in the charge. It's a video podcast from this point forward, and we're just gonna get some B-roll. We're gonna get some B-roll over here, for our hookah club series on Patreon. Right? There's the camera. There's the camera set up, and now we're rolling. Wait. I don't know if that worked. Travis, clap. All right, there. See, that definitely worked. Boom. Now we're a video podcast.
I shouldn't have fucking said anything.
You shouldn't have fucking said anything. I was gonna let it get away with it too. Like I was thinking about what you were about to say, but then I'm like, this motherfucker's gonna call me out. Fuck you.
I mean, I had to.
Have you ever hookah'd?
What?
Have you ever
Yeah.
hookah'd?
Oh yeah. It's been a few years.
Hold on, I'm gonna pause this shit because it's actually hilarious. If that's a thing.
That,
Alright.
that shouldn't be a thing, man.
I don't know. It was okay. I think it's doing better. It's doing a lot better, right? Yeah, sure. 1 sec. Perfect. Thank you. That was 4. All right. No, I got it. You stay there. You're on camera. You gotta stay there.
I'm sorry, audio podcast listeners.
You know what's that?
Well, thankfully, there's no lit coal on it, so it's okay. It's just a vase full of water.
It's a vase full of gross water. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome back, Trent. In the span of one dog shit, we have transitioned from being an audio podcast to a visual podcast. I'm getting a free pink nipple, and that Pepsi's holding him off camera.
Okay.
It's been a long dog shit. Did your dog shit? Is the first-
she
no.
didn't. She's just too nervous. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Is it me putting up all his energy?
No.
Oh, okay.
She's just that way.
It's Travis being a fucking grump.
The hell, man?
Everybody just needs to chill out.
Alright, so what were we talking about? Your album, right? So, how long have you guys been a band? Because it's not been super long, but it's not been like 2 months.
I was just looking at demos
Mhm.
on the computer, and we started actually writing music in 2014.
Okay.
But we didn't do anything with it probably till 2015, and then it was still like another, 9 months until we actually put out a demo. So it was like a project that had like an idea, but it wasn't really realized for a really long time because we were all doing other stuff. Trent was in a different band.
Mhm.
There was just a lot of stuff going on, so it took a little while to get it going. But once we got the demos done, we were all like, "Oh, this is pretty cool. We should probably play this stuff."
You guys actually approached me about it at the War of Abaddon CD release show.
Oh, was that when we talked
Yep.
about it? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I just saw that the other day when I was going through old files on like G Drive or whatever when we started sending demos back and forth and shit. So it's been a long time since the idea came about, but most of the music's been written in the last year and a half.
Nice.
Learned over time.
Mhm.
We got Aaron in the band, so it takes us forever to learn a song.
And then, I know you're very technical and very heavy, right? It's,
I don't know if I'd say we're all that technical.
it's
We have
very,
parts.
we're very complicated. How about that?
Yeah.
We don't have like normal song structures and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But
Which is awesome, but as a percussionist, I hear it and I'm like, no, I don't want to think about this. No.
Because like the counting is insane.
yeah,
Like, what's a typical song structure for a Disgunt song? 'Cause it's got to be fucking ridiculous.
really, we don't have like when we start writing, it's
Mhm.
like how do we want to start a song, and we just like okay, let's do a riff that kind of reminds us or has a feel of something that we've already heard. Like we really like the way this riff moves or something, so let's try and get that energy in something, and then once we get going with it, like it's just kind of wherever we want to take it after that.
That makes sense.
We don't really have a set idea of what we're doing.
That was kind of the plan all along.
So it's a lot of like just I don't want to say chaoticness, but I know like with your song structure, it's very just like I don't know a good way to think of it, right? So like when people hear metal music, they're always like, it's noise. But as a musician, the more kind of chaotic the noise is, the more complicated and difficult it is to play because it's
Sometimes.
different. I mean,
Sometimes it is just noise.
sometimes it is just noise, yeah. But I mean, I feel like with you guys, it's obviously that other side where it's like it's more. You're such good musicians. I mean, with like the enNcRA Gunpoint Lecture, which is another band you're in, it's like this kind of next level crazy, right? I don't even know the best way to describe it, but
Well, we everything that we do is on purpose.
Obviously.
Like, there's not a if it sounds like something is offbeat, it's not anybody making a mistake. It's that we put it
there, yeah.
be offbeat or whatever. But yeah,
And sometimes we literally just wrote something in or took something out just for the sake of possibly fucking with people.
yeah.
You know?
There's trying to maintain an element of surprise because like for us with Disgunt, a lot of it is like we want to have a groove. We want people to be able to bob their head for 90% of the song, but that other 10% we want give everybody a second to just be like, what the fuck is actually happening right now?
Yeah.
so what's a good example of like where you guys left something out in order to surprise the
Piss on the Ashes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Piss on the Ashes, the last song on the album.
Yep, last song on the album. Last song we've been playing in our set for the last
Yeah.
year.
We actually pause. We just take all the music out. We're completely silent for 4 seconds.
Yeah, it's
Or four
it's
counts.
4 beats and
And
then
then,
a 3-beat pause instead of a 4-beat. So
yeah, we'll give like a little dun, dun, and then we sit there again for another 3 counts.
yeah, so it just like throws the feel off a little bit. Like everybody's expecting the 1 to be in one spot,
Yeah.
and we're 2/8 notes ahead of where
Yeah.
the 1 is supposed to be. So it still comes in with a steady groove, but it comes in totally the wrong place for where everybody thinks it's going to be.
It's jarring to the listener, but it's
Yeah.
like it's correct. It's just like weird.
Well, we played a show. It was in Eau Claire. When we hit that spot, like I don't know if the guy had just been getting mind fucked the entire show or what, but he just happened to like speak when we hit that long 4 count pause, and all we heard was, "What the fuck is happening here?" I went up to Ian at the end of the night and I was like, "Dude, I think we broke that guy."
Yeah.
So yeah, we definitely write that stuff on purpose just to
that is definitely something that we have talked about when we're working on stuff too. Though, is like we want people to be able to get into it. Like with Unnecessary Gunpoint Lecture, we almost go for the opposite of that. And me and Aaron are figuring out songs like we are out to confuse and obfuscate as far as the listener experience goes. But with Disgunt, we want to give people something to get into, and also remind them that
They can't get too comfortable.
Yeah, that it's also an uncomfortable experience a little bit.
And we do quite a few tempo changes now, especially like in the newer stuff, which is also disorienting on a different level.
How so?
Well, you get like caught in this, and then all of a sudden we're super frantic, or you know, we'll drop like a random time signature in there just
It has gotten more technical as we've written stuff.
Yeah.
Like it started off very like almost like beatdown hardcore, and
it's just morphed into
then
like
incorporating elements of like influence from like Ion Dissonance or Tony Danza Tap Dance Extravaganza, where we get like a little noisier and a little weirder than the deathcore hardcore type sound.
Okay. So then, how long's the album?
It's like 10 songs or so, right?
10 songs, about 45 minutes long.
Yeah, we're going over that, right?
Yeah.
So like,
What's your favorite song on the album? You guys have one you can just pick off your head?
It's for me. It's really hard because I'm doing all the mixing and mastering right now. So I've literally listened to the whole thing, like probably 50 hours in the last 5 days. Like
He's
that's
sick
just
of it.
what I've been doing right now. Yeah, they all just sound like washes of white noise to me. That, like I have to EQ properly.
Okay, well, how about what's your favorite one to play then?
Oh, my favorite one to play? Probably still Circle of Life Lost. It's just a song. It's a song that comes in on just like we all come in on the one. There's no counting or anything. There's just a sample, and it just comes in, and it's like fucking.
The reaction is
Just
fun.
yeah, just people just automatically start moving to the song, and that one's always fun to play live.
Yeah, my favorite. I have two that are kind of like tied right now. I really like Epidemic with a Violent End, and the one nobody's heard yet called To Purge the Plague, which is the title track of the album. I think those two are my favorite right now to listen to. Play live, Piss on the Ashes. It's probably my favorite one to play live.
And then what are you guys thinking about for like a single release from your album?
We did a video for When Violence Becomes Moral. It hopefully once we have everything nailed down with the mix and the master here, we're gonna get that finished up and get that out as the first single, I think.
Yep.
Very exciting.
Yeah, we spent a couple of days filming the video back in September.
Yeah.
And so yeah,
It's quite the production.
yeah, lots of blood.
Yeah, it's
I think I saw it still on our Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Was it pigs?
There's a guy
Pig
in
imagery?
pig mask.
There was, yeah.
yeah. There's a lot of mutilation.
Yeah, stitched closed mouth. Some,
Yeah.
some
We-
little demons. You know.
Heavy in the horror.
Yeah.
Sounds okay
It's
then.
very- we even did like a mock-up like 70s style horror movie poster,
Nice.
like a sea-level movie poster for it.
Yeah. You can find that on the interwebs.
We'll put a link somewhere around here. I mean, I love that picture too because I was like, that looks like there was a very striking image. And I was like, this seems like them because your Facebook picture is like you guys and like that really like what am I looking for, like grunge with the glowing eyes. It seems like you guys have a very good like heavy in the horror mentality for your music and stuff. Just like from how heavy the music is. What's your typical context matter in your lyrics?
Well, on this one, it's a concept album, and it's a very horror movie. It's an idea I've had for quite a while. I didn't really know it would come into an album per se, but and we had also tossed around the idea of maybe putting a comic book out with it or something. But I think that's coming past. But yeah, it's just about this guy. He's not like a good guy. He does bad shit himself, but he's also got like these voices in his head that are constantly telling him to do more and escalate. As the story goes on, eventually he just loses himself and he turns into what I call the pig man. So like the video actually kind of is a quick rundown of the actual horror story. So our music video is literally going to be a small horror movie with a music video in it, kind of thing is what we're shooting for. So
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm a huge horror fanatic, so.
Yeah. That was definitely something we talked about when we started putting everything together. It was just that, like, we're gonna keep it dark.
Yeah.
Keep it on the that end of humanity sort of thing. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's something that isn't exactly original in metal, but it's just it's a fun way to approach it.
I feel like
Tell a story with it instead of it just being.
Yeah, I feel like with horror, it's like you're trying to find the beauty in the grotesque, right? It's a difficult thing to do because how are you not like going over the top and just going for the shock value? If there's purpose to the brutality, all of a sudden it goes from just being mindless violence into art. And I mean, even though it's not something original, you're having an original, thoughts to convey. And the what is it? There's only 7 stories that are told, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like, it's always about the journey, not necessarily the story itself. I mean, sure, it might be an unoriginal idea, but it's like your imagery was fantastic. I like what you guys are doing. Like, I feel like it's original, obviously, because it's like, it's Disgunt. What the fuck's a Disgunt? Where are you guys going? What does this mean? I mean, the fact that it's a concept album, that was totally cool for me to find out. It's like, okay, so how do we go from Purge the Plauge to Piss on the Ashes? What's the story there? Like, what is the concept I'm trying to find out? Now there's a whole other layer for me to listen to the album, right? Because it's not just the songs individually, it's the songs as a whole. What's the story there?
They are in the order that the story follows.
So basically, each song is a chapter in the story.
I like that shit.
I love concept albums. Have you ever heard of Famous Last Words?
I'm not aware.
They're a band from Michigan. They do the concept albums are their bread and butter. They do like
Oh,
a concept
right on.
album. Yeah, they've done with the Two-Face Charade, which is like a concept album of how some dude fell in love with his neighbor and then got super jealous of her boyfriend and killed him and like shit like that. And then the other one was like a super complex concept album where they had like 13 different songs. And each of them were like it was called the Council of the Dead. So it was 13 dead people telling the story of their life, and then each of them had like intersected in a moment. So there was like a soldier who died in battle, a girl he had inspired in his time overseas, but then like his brother was also like a drug dealer at home, and then his father dealing with his son overseas being killed and something like shit like that. Like the way people are connected, right? That was a fascinating concept to explore.
Like the movie Crash.
Yeah, it's like I mean, there was even a crash scene in there because it was like a drunk driver, and then like the drunk driver who killed himself because he killed somebody, and then like the dad who of a little girl that he killed. It's like having that sit down was a really weird, interesting experience, and like in the concept of a song, it's like there's so much more going on. So I'm really excited to hear your music and see like what is the story and see how much bigger it is than just a 45-minute CD.
Yeah, it's been something I've been wanting to do for a while. I don't know if I want to do another concept album. Because I'm not gonna lie, it's been like one of the hardest things to write because I'm trying to tell a story all while making it fit into music, all while making it fit into times, all while trying to get as many words into little spots sometimes. And the vocal style that I've chosen to do for this band it takes a lot of wind. So going through like really quick starts and stops can be a lot of work. Like there's some parts that we have where we break it up. I mean, I'm seeing stars by the time I'm done with it because I'm so lightheaded. But yeah, it's definitely been. I don't know if I'll do another one like that. It was rough.
So how does that writing style or process different? Because you've been in War of Abaddon and other bands before, so you've written albums that weren't concept albums. How is it a different process to really worry about?
Because for one, I'm not trying to tell a story. Two, it's I write best when I can just sit down and just start writing. And just see it because. I'll just write like pages and pages and pages, and then, okay, this is lame, and I'll just scratch that part out, or replace it with this, and that's kind of how I've done it in the past. Whereas this one, there was a beginning and an end, and I had to fill it up and make it go to the music, and I was still rewriting parts when I was recording vocals. Like I had all of my notebooks out, and I was still changing stuff. Like, I don't know. I got a little more obsessive over it this time around. I feel just because, you want it. People to kind of understand what it's about more or less, whereas before it's like I wrote what I wrote and people took it as what they were going to, or this one wasn't really meant for that. This was more or less like we're telling a story from beginning to end. And I mean I changed the lyrics to every one of these songs I don't know how many times.
Alright, so post CD release, what's the rest of 2018 look like for Disgunt?
Right now we're actually just kind of getting into the booking end of things.
Hopefully do a couple of short tours.
Yep. We're playing Indianapolis Death Fest in September or October. They haven't given us the final date. It's either going to be the end of September or the beginning of October. We got that coming up. We're doing Midsummer Mayhem Festival. There's a couple that are still questionable, and then we're mostly we're trying to get out of the Madison area to try to limit what we play here. Not because we don't love playing here, but
You can't play the same place all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
and we want to make our time count as far as reaching as many people as possible. And if we're playing the same spot every weekend, we're not.
Yeah.
You're gonna get the same people coming out, which is great, but it's not what
Exactly.
you need. You need to grow as a band. You need to
Yeah.
be in the same rut.
And it's a band that I feel is worth investing our time and money in, and strategies on. Strategies.
Yeah.
So it's it's been a different project, and the thing is, the funniest part about this band is it was supposed to be a side project.
Yeah.
It wasn't even something we were planning for. We were like, oh, we'll maybe play like 2 or 3 shows a year.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, that drastically changed when we played our first show and there was 200 people through the door. And
Pretty hard to say no to a show when the first show you offer you get is fucking, what was it?
Psychroptic. We played our opening show and then we got offered Psychroptic like 2 days later or something like that.
Yeah.
And then Goat Horror was shortly after that, and then Lorelei.
Yeah.
Like,
It's hard to say no to these bands because
Yeah.
and we played with Reaping right away. Reaping Asmodea, who I'm a huge fan of.
You ever heard those guys?
I've heard. Okay, so like, not to be weird, but like your music is a little too heavy for me.
Yeah.
So you're one of those bands that I really love because I like the people, but like I'm not going to be jamming your music like all the time. Like, whoa, like what is it? Ryan from To Set Ablaze and all of his bands.
Oh, yeah.
I love him. I don't listen to his music all that much. So like that's why I'm having a hard time kind of being like, and plus your album is not yet, so I don't know what I'm talking about too much. But no, I know who you're talking about, but I've never heard them.
They come around a lot, so I didn't know if you'd seen them at a show or something like
Yeah.
that.
I didn't even know they weren't. Where are they from? I thought they
They're
were local.
from Minneapolis.
Okay, so they're local-ish. They're regional.
Regional, yeah, but they're on Prosthetic Records, so they're doing a lot of good things, and yeah, I mean we've had a blast. It just we played that first show, and then the floodgates opened, and we kind of just ran with it.
Yep.
We're like, we'll play like a couple shows a year. That's literally was our goal. Like, we'll get together, we'll play a show every now and again. Like, it'll be fun. Now here we are, putting out a full-length album,
Trying to figure out
full
the
merch,
song.
stage show, light program, lights, and yeah.
That's exciting. That's exciting, though. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I mean, at least it's something you can do with your best buds. I mean, if it was something I had to get together and just like for funsies, I imagine doing it more full time now is way more exciting.
I mean,
Oh yeah, it was. I had no expectation of a reaction when we were doing it. It was just like this thing we were gonna do, and people were like, "So when are you doing it again?" As soon as we did it. So
Yeah. And just Ian and our old bass player, they had to wait in line to get into that first show. They couldn't even get in.
yeah.
It was crazy, and it was definitely an eye opener because I remember just looking out and seeing all these heads. I was like, damn, It was kind of an eye opener, and then like he said, then we're want to play with Psychroptic? Yep. Want to play with Goat Whore? Yep. Want to play with Lorelei? Yep. Reaping Asmodea? Sure. And they just kept coming, and people have been taking to it, and so then we started stretching out a little bit more, and next thing you know, we're getting asked back to those places.
Mhm.
So we've had a lot of fun for sure.
What's been your favorite show to play as Disgunt? I just like blew Ian's mind right there.
Psychroptic probably, because like aside from our first show, there was just a lot of people there, and we started playing our intro, and before we even actually hit where everybody comes in, people were already pushing each
I
other.
got slammed into the wall.
Moshing in front of the
Yeah.
stage, and when we actually did come in, the place just went fucking ape shit. It was
violent.
great, and I've never experienced that just right from the get go. Sometimes people get into it a couple songs into the set or whatever, but just to have people just lose their shit right away at the beginning of the set was just yeah, this is fucking awesome. I could do this every day.
Yeah. And I don't know, for me, I feel like Goat Whore would have been that, but it sold out. So, I mean, it was people were just
too much.
shoulder to shoulder
Yeah.
in there. There was nowhere for people to really go, but at the same time, you still saw this, the heads all, shifting. When one would shift, they would all just kind of shift, and yeah, that was cool. But Psychroptic was exceptionally special for me. Like, I've been a huge fan of theirs for one, and then two, Jason was filling in from Origin and Skinless, and a big fan of that guy. And they actually gave us a shout out on stage, which was cool. They came up to us after we played our set, and I can't remember the exact quote, but it was like, "Holy shit, you guys are heavy as fuck," or something like that. Yeah, because I went up to buy a hat from them, and they were giving us praise. It's like, no, dude, I'm over here to fangirl for you. Like,
Yeah.
So that was really cool to just for somebody who like I've been following and like looked up to as a vocalist myself, giving us a compliment. It goes a long way, even if he didn't really mean it. I don't know.
At least he said it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Put that in our press kit.
Yeah. He was really impressed with our Coke mirrors.
I don't know what that means.
We have engraved mirrors.
Oh, okay.
Let's say Disgunt.
Oh, Coke mirrors. Got it. Oh.
They're like this big.
Like,
Everybody think they're for drugs.
Yeah. That wasn't the initial intention,
they're
but
just
honestly, that's kind of what it's turned
decorative
into. But yeah, because we
I
know.
guess people at shows see a little mirror and they just assume that people are doing
Yeah.
drugs on them. I guess.
Hey, whatever. You buy them, you do with it what you will.
People seem to like the little mirrors, so.
Yeah, we've sold a lot of them.
Well,
You just know a guy who.
I know a bunch of random people, and they're all willing to help me out. So
Best way to get stuff done.
yeah,
Yeah.
Apparently, mirrors are where it's at.
Mirrors.
Bands
Actually,
take notice.
mirrors in the pipes are. People buy them shits.
see, the pipe I believe, though, but the mirror is weird.
Yeah.
But there you
I
sell
think
them.
that's why people buy them though. They're not too expensive, and it's just like
It's not
a
something
really
you see.
random thing
Yeah.
to get off the merch table.
yep, yeah. And like my buddy, he bought one. He uses it for a coaster, like a fancy coaster.
Nice.
You know, but whatever. Every time he's setting his can of soda down, he sees Disgunt. So
Product placement. That's all it is, man. All right. That's awesome. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we cut it off?
No, I don't.
come to the frequency
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
February 3rd.
Come to the frequency
Please.
February 3rd. Give us your best discount. Madison Underground will give you a free Jello shot. It's gonna be strong, and you will get fucked up, and then you can throw down for the sickest bed in Madison, Disgunt. All right. Thanks for joining me, guys.
Oh, thank you, man.
Thank you. Yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check us out on patreon.com/perfectlymoderate. If you want this to be more than a video podcast on my iPhone, staring at Travis angrily. Give him a hi, Travis.
Hey.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. See you next week.